show is not suitable for children, sensitive men, or insecure women. Can you trust somebody that doesn't take care of their kids?
I don't trust no man on earth that does not take care of their children.
What's the biggest red flag in a relationship?
Low effort and not being honest.
Most of the time, you would think that a bad financial mistake would be spending money on clothes or vacation or like spending money on women. My worst financial mistake was buying a home.
Like a king, give me my crown.
Game time. Game time. Appreciate y'all.
All right. Blackout.
Been waiting.
Hangover edition, man. This is first blackout since Invest Fest.
I got hiccups, but I'm not drunk. Promise you. Pellegrino. But shout out to the dinners and the sponsors.
Shout out to the dinner. Shout out to the sponsor. Shout out to Godspeed, my guy Nick, for providing us the drip always.
That's tough, yo.
Yeah, they doing their thing out there, man. Dope black owned clothing brand.
Oh, they black owned? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Even better.
Doing his thing, man. Shout out to Nick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 24 hours left to the Red Panda Stock Club sale.
Yes.
This is the last sale of the year.
For sure.
For Red Panda Stock Club. We announced it on Market Mondays. Extended it 24 hours left. That gives you 3-year access to Stock Club. That gives you access to Sniper. That gives you access to the best prices on when to actually buy the stocks. The calls, the community,
yes,
gyms of the day.
Facts.
High level education. It's like Harvard.
And amazing returns.
Most importantly.
Yeah. Replay the stage show. Fire. Phenomenal. Tore that motherfucking building down.
What's some of the success stories for Red Panda as far as
lady, a bunch of people up 500%, 600% have made 6 figures. If I made you money, please put yes in chat. Have you ever heard anybody get the applause that I get when I say if I made you money, can I get a hell yeah?
Nah.
Come on, man. What else y'all need, yo? Come on. Come on.
Shout out to the lady. I met a lady at the EY University meetup that was talking about Market Mondays and was talking about everything. And she said she showed me a letter that she wrote, and she started investing with I think $114. This was years ago, like in the pandemic, not years, like 4 years ago, relatively. Yeah. And I mean, of course, she's put more money into it. She's been dollar cost averaging. But long story short, her portfolio is like $115,000 right now. So she was saying that her whole entire life, she had never invested any money in the stock market. She started with, I think she probably bought like 1 share of Apple, something like that. Like she started with just 1 share when Market Mondays first started. Now, from just getting more confident, putting more money in, and then of course the returns that she's gotten from the money that she's actually put in, her brokerage account is over $100,000. And she showed me, she wrote a letter, and it was really dope. So shout out to everybody that's been executing on the information. You know, we're going to talk about some spicy topics today, but I definitely wanted to start with the education because it still is centered around education, and a lot of people's lives have been changed. So with that being said, if you want to really accelerate your growth as an investor and as a trader, go to ianinvest.com, ianinvest.com.
Yep.
50% off Red Panda Stock Club sale. You're good for 3 years. That ends in 24 hours. Okay. Okay. Appreciate that. Any announcements, Ian?
If I made you money, please put yes in chat. And for the rest of you, if I ever catch any of you saying, I didn't get enough educational value from InvestFest, my talk alone would have 5x your money, whatever you paid. Trust me. I don't give a fuck who went on before, after. Shout out to everybody. Me alone would have gave you that. So I know some of y'all be doing y'all little hate campaign shit. It ain't gonna work this year. But for you tweeting deleters.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I seen somebody on Instagram, they like, yo, not one speaker came to the vendor marketplace. And I'm just like, at some point, do y'all just make up shit? Like there's a video of
lies, yo.
There's a video on our page of Wyclef Jean doing
jumping jacks
in the vendor marketplace. There's a video of Black Sam giving a kid $40 for a t-shirt that he gave him in the vendor marketplace. There's a video of 50 Cent walking the vendor marketplace, putting on the shades that somebody gave him. Jim Jones actually spoke in the vendor marketplace. Like he literally spoke on the podcast stage in the vendor marketplace. Like, so the hate's not gonna work.
I got mobbed in the vendor marketplace. Like, what is we talking about?
The hate's not gonna work this time, guys. Sorry. Try again.
Come on. I know some of y'all be like, yo, we don't need inspiration. Even in the celebrities who speak, if you catch the gems, they're telling you what to do. Even 50, biggest lesson from 50, don't upset the powers that be. You do that alone, that prevents you from bankruptcy, losing your business. Be cool. Like, but don't just flat out lie. Like, come on.
A lie is crazy. To lie is crazy.
It's not what we're doing.
Okay. The male groupie epidemic.
This is why I wanted to start, bro.
What's going on? What is a male groupie epidemic? What does that entail?
Listen, shout out to all the supporters and the fans, right? I appreciate this. Like, I'm honored to be liked and revered in some regards, right? But the men are worse than the women now. I've talked about this before. It happened at the show at the Apollo, right? Dude moved the girl out the way. I'm like, bro, I like women. I ain't that cute for you to be moving no woman out the way. What is you doing? It happened again.
Today? I mean, this weekend?
Josephine's. Like, yo, Ian, I'll see you. I'm like, bruh, I'm chilling, but you see her eyeing, and you gonna just move her out. Come on, you an O lineman? Bro. So we got to talk to the man tonight about not being a groupie. Can we give him some etiquette?
So what's the proper way? If somebody has admiration for somebody, or if somebody wants to network with somebody, if somebody wants to pitch a business idea to somebody, and this might be the only shot that they actually get, the only chance that they get to see somebody, what is the proper way to approach somebody without coming off as a groupie?
Have good energy yourself. Number one. As a man, don't cut any women. I don't like that. Like, a dude gave his wife his phone to take a picture with me. I said, bruh, you get your wife your phone to take a picture of me. Respectfully. She may think I'm a better option for her. Baby, he pushed her back. Baby, get this photo with me and Ian. If I'm married, I ain't moving my wife out the way for nobody but Joshua if he come back there. What? You are wild, my boy. I appreciate the love, but like, I think there has to be some decorum. Don't cut other people. Be patient. Hey, I know you're busy. Can I get 30 seconds? Keep your word on the 30 seconds. But moving people out the way and being forceful, that's wild, bro. It's wild.
And Ian does have some hiccups, if you're wondering.
That's just got to pie through it all. Oh, God knew what he was doing. I was finna hear come talk crazy.
They got you with the hiccups. They got you with the hiccups. I would say this for me. Okay, here's some actually real tangible game if you're interested from my own personal experience. If I see somebody that I want to, connect with, or I just have admiration for, or respect for, or whatever, right? If you see somebody you have no real way to add value, there's no connections, whatever, I think the best way to go about it is just to keep it very cordial. Like, yo, what's up, bro? I just really respect what you're doing. Been a fan for a long time. Keep going. Major inspiration. Maybe ask for a picture if it's the right time, but if not, just don't try to sell a business because it's not going to work. To be honest with you. Now, what you should do is, this is the answer that nobody wants to hear, but this is the best way to go about it. Work your way up the chain until you have enough relationships and enough leverage to properly be introduced to a person.
Yes.
Right? Because now, if you're trying to pitch an idea, if you're trying to make a connection, it's possible, but 9 times out of 10, if you're just winging it and nobody, it's not going to happen because that person gets pitched every day, all day long.
All day.
So work your way up to be in a position, or this goes back to the networking thing, attack to the perimeter, right? Build relate. Now, this is not going to happen in one night, but it might take years, but it's better because that's how it's always worked for us. When we met Nas, this is somebody that I've admired my whole life. I didn't just randomly run up to him. I asked Steve Stout to introduce me to him, but he already was familiar with us.
Matters. Please talk about that.
No, it's very important.
Introduces you matters so much.
It's very important.
Yep.
But even the LeBron thing, like, I had somebody that introduced me to LeBron, and I just kept it real brief. And it was his birthday party. I just say, yo, we, our guys is Rich and Mav, and we've been working. He was like, yo, if you're a friend of Rich and Mav, you're a friend of mine. And I'm sure we're gonna run into him again. Yep. But I didn't want to be like, yo, we got a platform called Earn Your Leisure. And
please come on the show. We got a bet.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't the time. It wasn't the time. And that was, mind you, that was on his birthday last year. So that's almost 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But I'm patient. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't rush greatness. Yeah. So the best thing to do is just to work on your craft. Even when I met Don Peoples, 15 years ago. And all I did was I walked up to him and I said, I got your book. I really admire the work that you've done. And I'm sure that hopefully we'll cross paths in the future. And he was like, look forward to it. Thank you. Yeah. And 15 years later, I got Don Peoples on speed dial if I need him. Right. Yep. But
light flex.
But it takes 15 years to build that relationship. Yeah, it literally took me 15 years from the time I started as a financial advisor to now to have a relationship with him. I didn't just try to break into it right away. So I think that's important because a lot of times, we live in a microwave society. And everybody just wants everything right now. And I know this moment is the most important moment for you, but you got to be patient and build those relationships, build your own value. So when it's time to actually build, it really makes sense. It really makes sense.
It's easy. And then also too, like, work on your craft so you're so good they know who you are. Like, even for me personally, I never hit you and be like, yo, link with me, Steve Harvey. Cool. Like, when it was time to do Market Mondays, meet, cool. Like, some of you are violating so much, you won't get a chance to meet anybody. Chill. Like, I'm not that motherfucking popular for you to move 3 women out the way to try and holler at me. Like, I appreciate it, but y'all going too fucking far and following me around and all. You scaring the work away too. Can we talk? Come on, can we talk? You scaring the work away. What is we doing? People like, you don't need bodyguards. Yeah, we do. Trust me, we do.
So, and another thing is stop being backstage if you don't need to be backstage. Like, you're backstage and that it's a time and place for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, if you're gonna be backstage, help Courtney, help the AV team, help it. Do something, at least blend in and try, opposed to just trying to catch a vibe. Like, come on, man. So
yeah. No. It's just
shout out to the fellas, but y'all be doing too.
And then I know they're gonna be like, well, you said the network. Well, so what I'm saying is that there's levels of networking, right? Mm-hmm. If you just randomly meet Steve Hart, that's not networking, right? Because you're not at a level that is equal. I'm just being honest with you. Yeah. Networking, that's why I say network across. Networking is being in VIP night, seeing somebody that you don't know from Cleveland, Ohio, that's in real estate, and you're in real estate in New Jersey. You guys exchange information. That's networking, right? And then you move up. And this is what we did. When we first started, we wasn't interviewing celebrities. Our first interview was MG the mortgage guy. No, our first interview was Miss Business.
Yeah.
Then we went to MG the mortgage guy and Sabine and Derek Falcon. And these are people that were not household names, were not celebrities, but they added value. They were people that we had a relationship with, or at least somebody introduced us to, right? And they were relatively on the same level as us as far as entrepreneurship journey, right? We didn't start out. Our first episode was not targeted to try to get 50 Cent, right? It took almost 6 years. It took 6 years to do that, right? Like we didn't start an episode and then 5 episodes in, we're trying to get Maverick Carter.
Yeah.
Right? It has to make sense. So just make it make sense. That's my thing. Just make it make sense for the other person so that it can all make sense for everybody. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah, and if you're a real one going to recognize another real one. Shout out to those you did do it right. You like, bro, I see you cool. Like if you cool, we gonna interact with you more just because you moving correctly. Cool. So, but speaking of making good and bad decisions and dating, do you try and create energy on the date, or do you make sure that the energy is amazing and then go on a date? I'm asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. Well, I think that any man that's in a dating relation or dating pool or has gone on a date, I think you go on a date first.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, nobody's really spending hours on the phone anymore. Like that was the 90s.
Ish. Shout out to my guy. I love you. I fuck with you. Love you. But
yeah, that was the 90s, right? When it was like you would talk on a cell phone, you would talk on the cordless phone for hours before you actually met somebody. Nowadays, what's happening is that you meet somebody, you might follow them on the gram, and then you might text a few texts. What's up? Da, 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 da. Let's link on Thursday, right? It's essentially a blind date, but at least you got to see the person. And so it's hard to create a vibe beforehand, right? That's difficult. Because how can we create a vibe?
It has been done, though.
No, I'm just saying 9 times out of 10, that's a vibe because they already wanted to know, like they already wanted to create a vibe. It's not like you're just meeting somebody cold turkey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they followed you. They know your story already. They want to create the vibe.
Yes. But
if you just meet a random person that you never met her, she's never met you.
Yeah.
Create the vibe in person, or don't, or it might not work, right? Like if you go to dinner with somebody and then you realize that this is awkward, we have nothing in common.
Yeah.
She's just, something that I'm not interested. Then it doesn't work out, Yeah. What's the worst that could happen? A night wasted.
Talked about bad in that group chat in IG.
For one day.
It's happened. Not to me, but it's happened to others. So y'all put in chat, should you create the energy first or create it on a date? Let me know. So
put in chat.
Shout out to the vibe creators though.
All right. So this is a question for you, man, because
No. I'm coming to you.
You're the most eligible bachelor on
I'm coming to you. We need the game.
The power of work in the room. How do you bag a baddie at dinner?
I think anything that you want in life, you can get it easier if you don't want it. So my approach is just to come in, greet everybody, say hi. Like I think people forget how important energy is and presence is. Some people just naturally have it. Some people work on having it. Like when Terrence walks in the room, he kind of lights the room up. You do as well. Troy does as well. Like you have to figure what your own je ne sais quoi is. For me, if I see something I like, I'm not going to that person first. Like working the perimeter, I'm gonna talk to all the friends. Hey, how you doing? Oh, Ian, I'm so proud of you. Oh my God, I love you. I love the kids on stage. Did you? Okay, cool. I'm gonna get to her last. Cool. Then after I'll say my little one too. Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. I'm gonna hang with my friends. Cool. Let them work the room, and then at some point, I'm gonna make sure we reconvene at some point and work the room like that. So, I know the dinners have become legendary, but what tips would you give for men to be able to walk around the room and set their target and get who they want if they're in an intimate setting like that?
Yeah. Well, for me, I never had no game. I'm like, it's like Esco, like,
listen, bro. Listen. We're doing right out of blackout.
No, I'll be honest, man. I never had no game, man.
We're not doing this today. I ain't gonna put you in the hot seat. But give him one little jewel. Listen, it's the other Invest Fest. You know what I mean?
But I'll say this though, because the same rules apply as far as if you're trying to meet somebody for a relationship or you're trying to meet somebody for business, the same rules apply. I'm a firm believer in just be yourself. Like just really be yourself. If you're naturally a funny dude, if you like Kevin Hart, then go and make the one line joke and and do that. if you're not a funny dude, don't try to do that because it's gonna come off awkward. You're gonna say something that
You look like a creep.
you're gonna look weird, and they just gonna look at you like, yo, you crazy. So most people are not. That's why I say, you know, man, I represent the underdog. I don't have game. Like,
oh my God. You my boy, I'm gonna let you rock today, but go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So most people, you know, it's not gonna be just
you was in a tennis class with Maria Sharapova. You the underdog?
The underdog's on top, man. Right. So yeah, I would just, you know, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Oh yeah, my name is X, Y, and Z. Okay, yeah, you know, what brings you here? Yeah, and just start a conversation. Like people, I think overcomplicate. People overcomplicate, and that, like I said, that's even if you wanted to meet Robert Smith, right? If you just happen to see Robert Smith and you want to, hey, Mr. Smith, how you doing? You know, it just, you know, I've been following your work for a while. I just wanted to introduce myself. You know, oh yeah, what do you do? Oh, I'm a real estate developer. You know, I just started. I live in, you know, Tennessee, and I've just been working on a few projects. And let him dictate how the conversation goes. One or two things are gonna happen. He's gonna be like, okay, well, you know, man, good work, good luck, man. Stay in touch. Good luck, man. Da, da, da. Or he's gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, tell me more about that.
Tell me more.
Yeah, and that's up to you to be prepared to talk, and then don't be pushy. This goes back to the networking thing at the beginning. Don't be pushy.
Yeah, don't do too
much.
much.
Let the vibe be dictated.
Yep.
Now this is how you got to read. You got to read the room, right? And always know when to stop talking. That's important.
Facts. Yes.
That's important. No matter what it is, stopping early is better than
always
going
better.
Too long. It's always better than going too long, right? Because you can always say, I mean, you know, hey, you know, can we stay in touch? What's the best way? You know, hey, let me get your Instagram. You know, let's stay in touch.
You do the Instagram or the phone?
I think most people communicate on Instagram more than they just see. You get to, you know, I'll be honest, I got so many. But the thing about it is that I have so many numbers on my phone, right, from people that I meet, and I don't go through my phone, like, you know what I'm saying. So a lot of times, somebody hit me a year later, I'm like, but how do I know this person?
Yeah.
The good thing with Instagram is that it serves as a reference. You know what the person looks like. You know what, you know, so it but the bad thing about Instagram is that most of the people that you follow, you're not going to see.
Yeah.
So like, there's even somebody that I follow, I guess at some point, she had some business and she's like, yeah, you follow me. And I look and I'm like, oh yeah, I do. I'm like, I'm gonna follow you. And I'm like, oh shit, I do follow it. Right. And this was on some business shit, but it's like, sometimes you have the intentions of following somebody so you can, like, somebody will come up to me with their business. Like, I got this t-shirt line. I'm gonna follow you. If they're not in my algorithm, I'm never going to see them.
Facts.
So that's the only downside about Instagram. Like, most of the people that you follow, you don't see. Yeah. But you know, you stay in touch with the people that you want to stay in touch with, I guess. But Instagram, you can always follow back up later. You can always set a Zoom. If you're trying to do the romantic thing, you can always follow back up, try to set a date, try to set a dinner, whatever, you know.
FaceTime real quick.
A couple of, you know, texts back, and then you can always get the number later. If you're trying to do the business thing, you can always, you know, hey, you know, let me set a Zoom call. Let me set, you know, how do we stay in touch? You know, stay connected, whatever. But you don't have to do everything at the first time.
Yeah, be chill.
Be chill.
Yeah. How you dress is important. Shout out to all of y'all. Oh my God, you had on my collar the other night. You look so good in your green. Me and you, girl, baby girl, stop. Too much pressure.
Stop.
Please.
Stop.
Man, who introduces you matters a lot too.
Always.
That will help her hurt the situation.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay. What is love bombing? What does that mean?
A psychological mechanism that men use who want to take advantage of our queens out here in the world. Rashad. I think there's two versions. Like, you have the actual love bombing where they play like the psychological games, and then there's other women who, like, if you treat them well because they hadn't been treated well, they call everything good love bombing.
But what is what is love bombing though? When you just doing the most.
From the gate, like, a weekend. I love you. You're loving my life. You everything I dreamed of.
Okay. I got it. So let me add my 2 cents to that. I didn't know what that meant, but now, okay. All right. We're basing our happiness off of social media validation.
Talk
9
again.
times out of 10, right? And I know from firsthand experience, what's happening is that these Instagram relationships that you're seeing, where somebody gets 1,000 roses and they in Mykonos and they taking the most professional photo shoot ever, and they, you know, traveling around the world and they doing all this stuff. You know, those be the most dysfunctional, abusive relationships ever. Because 9 times out of 10, with somebody who's overly aggressive that does that, they have a personality trait where they're very excessive. So what happens is that they love very excessive, and they hurt very obsessive as well. So the same
energy they put into the love and
same energy that they put into giving you 1,000 roses and spelling your name out and doing all this and making sure that it goes on Instagram is the same energy that they're gonna display when they steal your phone and they take your car for a week and they've tracked your surveillance and they have a GPS on. No, I'm just there. No, I'm being honest.
This is real stuff.
No, I'm being honest with you. It looks good. It looks good, right? Until you actually look on the other side of it and you like, oh nah.
Yeah. Gotta go out at your friend's house for a couple of days because he acting wild.
Or they doing all of this and then you see behind the scenes and this shit is completely different. Like, that happens a lot too, where it's like, yo, my queen, it's a love bomb. And they going to the whorehouse on Thursday. Every Thursday, have an appointment. Like, that happens. So it's like you're modeling your happiness off of something when you really peel
not real.
If you really peeled back the layers, you wouldn't even want that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even want that. But that's the world that we live in, right? If it didn't happen on Instagram, it didn't happen.
Which is wild. And most of them couples unhappy. And we'll never talk about the women who be love bombing either. We will one day. When I get these little hiccups out, we're going to talk. Some of y'all be trying to do the most and pour into kings. And girl, I feel you. Xander don't need no sister. I'm not falling for the OG dog. Chill.
Not going for it. Nah, man.
Not this lifetime or next.
That love bomb shit is crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy though. Okay.
And that's another reason why dudes don't want to do nothing either. Y'all keep screaming that love bomb shit, and it's like, all right, well, wait 8 months for me to do something nice. Trade off. You train us how to react and how to act. Sorry. Shout out to everybody at InvestFest I met who talked to me about Blackout. I got more commentary on Blackout than I did Market Mondays.
A lot of people Blackout, man. It's the
it's the one.
You know, it speaks real shit. You can't censor it. You can't censor Blackout.
No.
Can't censor it. Speaking of that, controversial topic, is having multiple baby daddies a red flag in dating?
Oh my God. For me personally, or just in general?
Both.
I said I was gonna pander after InvestFest, so I may start. Now look, a guy trying to stop me. Is it a red flag? No, who am I to judge? I'm a single man at this big age, haven't been married. Is this something I would prefer? Maybe not. But, you know, I think every experience is unique and every person is different. So I can't put a blanket criticism or judgment upon somebody based upon that. This episode is sponsored by Derek Jackson and all the red pill community. So I'm going to pander on this one, my boy. I ain't even going to lie to you. A red flag. How many baby dad? 2? Or like 4?
The most it can be is 2. The
most maximum, ain't it?
No, let's just be honest. The most it can be is 2. Once you start going to having 3, the most it can be is 2. The most. And
that's you got to be one of them ones.
No.
I'm cool. So, Sean, don't put us on spiritual word for this commentary. I don't need that drama in my life. I'm good.
Okay.
I got a question for you. I mean, we talked to Shannon, and he told us that if you want to be great, you can't have balance. But is the lack of balance really worth it? Can we play the clip?
Anybody that tells you they're balanced to greatness, they're not great. Look at LeBron James. LeBron James is a perfect example. Savannah says, I didn't want to be in the public eye. I want to support my husband and raise a family. Look at anyone that's ever achieved greatness. Now, I'm not talking about now. I mean, once you get 17, 20, 30, $100 billion, it's easy to sit back. Yeah. But ask them that question when they were growing that company. Ask Jeff Bezos where their balance when he was taking losses for 10, 15 years on Amazon. Ask anybody that's ever grown anything, is there balance? There is no balance when it comes to greatness. And look, like I said, a lot of people say, well, Shannon, that's not my life. I want to have a normal 9 to 5. I want to see my kids grow up. By golly, go do you. Hey, I don't begrudge you, and I'm not going to judge you. But all I ask is extend me the same courtesy that I extend you by not judging you.
Okay. Is the lack of balance really worth it? It depends on what you want. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if success is, you know, what it is for you, if it's get rich or die trying, if it's, you know, you want to, you know, get in the history books, if you want to become the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And, shout out. You know, we're number one on Amazon for our pre-order book. So shout out to everybody that got the pre-order. You Deserve to Be Rich, a novel. You can pre-order it now at youdeservetoberichbook.com. And yeah, we're off to a good start.
That's amazing.
I appreciate it. But I wanted to tie that in because you're never going to be successful in life without hurting feelings, without sacrificing things, without people not understanding.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with people not understanding your vision.
Yeah.
Right. And you gotta be okay with people not understanding your vision. You gotta be okay with people being misunderstood.
Yep.
You gotta be okay with people being disappointed. That's something that you're gonna have to learn how to deal with, because if you're trying to make everybody happy, if you're trying to not disappoint anybody, if you're trying to make sure that everybody is always, you know, you're fulfilling everybody else.
Yep.
It's not going to happen for you. Like even Michael Jordan said, at some point, you got to be selfish on the road to greatness. When you're talking about traveling, going to different cities every week, you know, man, being up till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Easily. Yep.
If it's something you got to do, you got to fly out the next day, missing dinners, missing birthdays, period, missing holidays.
You can't miss though.
That's a fact. Missing holidays. I mean, there's no other way around it.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. And that's the part that people don't understand. And they're like, well, if I got to do all that, then it's not worth it for me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not like Shannon said, like, I'm not going to judge you. Just don't judge me.
Yeah.
Some people be like, yo, if I can't be there for every one of my kids' soccer games, if I can't have dinner with my wife every single night, if I can't, then no amount of money in the world is worth it. I respect that. But me, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. And I can't say it's in your brain. Either you're wired for it or you're not wired for it. Right. Yeah. Everybody is not meant. It's like Alexander. Everybody's not meant to be a conqueror. Everybody's not meant to, you know, keep going and seize the moment. That's not meant for every single person. Everybody's not a gladiator.
And a lot of times when men are struggling in their dating life too, part of it is because you lack ambition. I don't know what it is about that glow. When you going after some shit, they love that, yo. You got to pick. Is it worth it? I don't know. I'm still on my journey. I'll tell you when I'm 80 and write a tell all, but you got to go for the gold, man. And plus, when men don't go after what they want, some of that jealousy, envy, sucker shit is tied to that. Because you're seeing somebody going after who's in your same peer group, but they went after it and you didn't. So, yeah, my thoughts. Yeah, go for it.
But then also, what happens is that, like me, for instance, right? I've seen regular life mediocrity. I've seen that. So I'm like, I didn't really personally get to experience. I never personally experienced what the other side of the fence looks like. As far as like to have financial freedom, to be wealthy. I never personally experienced that. So I need to experience that for myself. And then I'll report back and say, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll let you know if it was worth it or not. It might. So far, I can't complain. It's been going good. Of course, there's ups and downs. Everything is not perfect, but let me get to that point. I'll report back, as opposed to me saying like, "Yo, that's not for me." I want to see. I want to see what it's.
Let me see for myself.
Let me see for myself, because I know what the other side looks like.
And everyone isn't as happy there like they play. Exactly.
I know what it is to, when you at every dinner. I know, like, and you still not happy because financially you don't have the means to take care or to live the life that you want. So you're there every night. You haven't missed a dinner. You haven't missed a birthday, but you don't got nothing to really provide on the level that you deep down in your desire to provide for, right? So that's going to lead you to be unhappy, and it's also going to lead other people around you to not be satisfied because your lack of income is going to have them require to chip in more, right? So now you're working. So now I'm always just curious how people can criticize something that they haven't experienced. I'm not going to criticize something until I experience it first. Now, once I experience, and I could be like, yo, you know what? It's true. What they're saying is true, bro. It's not worth it. Until then.
And a great journey, though.
Until then.
People like, if the alternative is to travel around the world and date some amazing women, and everyone I've dated has been absolutely amazing. It was me who faulted on the great relationship, right? It ain't a bad consolation prize. Tell you that. I know when I walked in that building, though, and in Georgia World Congress, boy, if I was on bullshit, I could have had a baby convention. But not what a time. Yeah.
So, but it's one of those things, man. But switching gears, what's your thoughts on Mark Zuckerberg's recent revelation? Oh, let's play this clip.
Let's play the clip.
Shall we?
Did you see what Mark Zuckerberg just did? Did you see the letter that he just sent Jim Jordan and the House Judiciary Committee? If you haven't seen this, you need to see it. In a 1.5-page letter, Mark Zuckerberg, the head of Meta, just admitted to the House Judiciary Committee exactly what the Biden-Harris administration pressured them to do throughout the 2020 campaign and beyond. Here's the 3 things that Zuckerberg in his letter specifically cites that he was pressured to do. You can go read the entire letter yourself. It's about 1.5 pages long, but I'll pull out the 2 most important excerpts. So make sure that you pause it and you read that excerpt right there.
Okay. So pretty much, it was revealed that at one point Zuck was going in Congress every week, it seemed like.
He'll drag my boy to the ringer.
It was saying that the White House administration kind of put pressure on him during COVID to kind of censor information involved. People talking about COVID and stuff like that. I mean, that's obvious. They kicked Reza Islam off of Instagram 7 times, at least 7 times.
Minimum.
People was getting it. Even like if you tried to share something to a story, they would say like, "Yeah, this is false
information.
This is false information." Da da da. I mean, we've seen this happen with COVID-19. We've seen it happen with Gaza. Sean King, he got kicked off. He had 4 million followers. He going viral every day. He was going viral. Kicked him off the platform. We've seen this happen with people that talk about different type of conspiracy theories.
Absolutely.
So I don't think it's really surprising because we know that this is coming from somewhere, right? Like it's not like I don't think it's not necessarily Meta's best interest to say because this stuff is going viral. So if it's up to them, all they care about is views. If it's up to them, they would let it run. Just let it run amok, right? Because it's good for their platform because it's getting millions and millions of views. It's people engaged. People don't like it. People like it. They're arguing. That just helps. That's keeping people on their platform longer. And then people are tuning in like it's the news. So I don't think that they would be the ones that would would lead the charge in taking this down. So if they're not the ones that's leading the charge taking it down, you know it's coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And where would that somewhere else be other than the government?
I remember being at InvestFest Sunday after master performance. 50 was like, stay out of religion and politics. So on that note, if Zuckerberg said it, so be it. Kudos to both candidates who are running for office. And if I made you money, please put yes in chat.
But how do you but out of politics, as far as like, you know, endorsing a candidate, but just overall, how do you feel about government having its hand in information into social media? Like, do you feel that's an overreach, or do you feel like that's okay?
That's what's always been done. At one point, technology was supposed to free us from Big Brother. Now, to scale, you need Big Brother blessing or permission. So the idea in the 1970s and 1980s is to not be so ingrained in government, and now they're one hand washes another. I mean, we knew it was coming from somewhere. I think it was courageous of Mark to say it. I hope he doesn't get any pushback as a result. And yeah, I'm not shocked, and I don't think anyone else is. But also, there's a business side of this that we got to talk about one day. But I got to make sure we're protected before we can talk about that. So kudos to Zuckerberg. And me having hiccups because I was going to go crazy about the subject, but God knew what he was doing.
God did.
Yep, God did. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's show this clip. Cue the clip. And Mike, when you show this clip, you can cut this clip short because it's a long clip. But
yeah,
are women over 30 that's single truly happy? That's a light rod topic. Very controversial. Very controversial. You know, I heard somebody say once, and I heard that this is something that I just heard. Right. So let me get your opinion on this, and let's get the chat's opinion. If a woman's over 30 and they don't have children, or they have never been married, or they're not engaged, and they look good, and they have things going for themselves, that's a red flag.
Okay. So if they're over 30, no kids, never been engaged, not married, they look good. Carry the 2.
Carry the 2, the 5x4.
I may agree with that.
You may agree with that?
I may.
Something's up. Something's up.
Something's off. Like if you bad and
unless you're not able, because there are some people that are not able to have children, right?
Yeah.
So let's put that disclaimer out there right now. If you're not able to have children,
it does make me wonder why. I'm about to panda. Same thing for men who are in their 40s that are successful. If you're not married, the ladies may wonder why. Ladies, put yes in chat. I'm pandering this year, yo. Since y'all say we grifting, let me grift in and grab. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all a motherfucking thing, okay? But yeah, if a woman's 30 and bad as hell, I gotta check the age on that one, little. You know what I mean? Mike, huh? Gotta know. But yeah, if they're 30 and they're not, it does make you wonder what happened. It does. So yeah, that's a good point. But what do you think?
It's questionable for sure.
Yeah.
It's questionable. You start to ask questions. Why? Is it a level of toxicity? What has happened?
Mm-hmm.
It's like you said. I mean, it's not like the deciding factor, but it's questionable.
Yeah. It's a light red flag. It's not like a big red flag, but it's like caution alert.
Proceed at caution.
Yeah, have to.
So, but what if they're over 30 and single? Are they truly happy? Are you truly happy if you're over 30 and single?
Yeah, I think so. It's not a lot of quality out here. It's a lot of options for sure, but quality. I think the biggest mistake we can have is being in a relationship that is not feeding our soul. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with being single. Like a lot of times when people who are married and they're like, well, we've been together 16 years. My first thought is like, how long have you been happy though? So Sounds good. It's easy to stick with somebody if you don't have any other options. Can you stick with one person and the world is beating at your door? So, yeah, you can be happy. And then, of course, you kind of hit your prime financially in your 30s. I think you can have peace and joy and happiness and be single at the same time. So,
Peace and happiness.
yeah,
Al Green on the Al Green shit.
that's what it's all about. Shit, I didn't have more fun being single than, you know what I mean? Peace, stress. I look stress. Let's be real. Previous relationship, shot to old baby, but we're not together no more. They're like, the one who used to be everywhere with me. Do I look calmer now, or like was I more stressed in?
No, that's a fact. Definitely.
Correlation. Then she called me right away. Hold on, my bad. Just jokes written by 85 South. Like, there's a correlation between who's around, if they cause you stress, if they're good for you.
You know, it's I think Jimmy Iovine has said this. When the shit gets bigger than the cat, you get rid of the cat.
Oh, say that again.
When the shit gets bigger than the cat, you get rid of the cat. That's just a fact.
I'm good at cleaning out the litter box, yo.
That's just a fact.
Y'all were asking me, yo, what happened with such and such? Either I decided to move on, or God decided to move them on for me. Quit being messy.
God's plan.
Yeah, I'm good with everybody.
God's plan.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me ask you a question, because you're alpha male, right? Let's use all the trigger terms. Why don't men have the confidence to go after the person that they really want to be with?
I think it's the same reason why people don't have the confidence to go after the life that they want.
Oh, you gonna preach on a fine Wednesday? Go ahead.
They don't think that they're worthy of it. They don't think that they deserve it.
Yeah.
They don't think they deserve to be rich.
Big fact.
They don't think they deserve to be wealthy.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't think that they deserve to be happy, because deep down you have insecurities. You're not confident.
Talk about it.
You don't believe in yourself. You don't think that you have something that is valuable to offer. So it's the same thing. Every position. Why are you not going after the position you want? Why are you not going after the job that you want? Why are you not going after the girl that you want? Why are you not, if you're a girl, why are you not going after the guy that you want?
Yep.
Because
family.
You don't feel like you're worthy of it. So before you do anything, that's why I always say you gotta work on yourself. Go to the gym. Go to the gym. Get your money right. Because it's going to give
it's numero uno.
It's going
and not just to buy them, but so you have confidence in you. I mean to cut you off, because people are, y'all tricking off the investor. No. The money is for you and your comfortability.
That's like that Memphis Bleak song when he said, I got my mind right, money right, ready for war. Like,
yeah,
you gotta get your money right. You can't go to war without your money. Tupac said that. Can't go to war unless your money right. Like, you gotta get your money right. That's important. That's why we talk about investing. That's why we talk about entrepreneurship, because it is a direct correlation. Like, if you on your last dollar, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to feel in a position to approach a woman. I wouldn't. When I was broke, that wasn't my focus.
Yeah, I was focused on the grind. Yeah,
I wasn't focused on trying to go on dates. My focus was trying to get my money right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So focus on that. Focus on yourself first. Focus on your physical appearance. Focus on your health. Focus on your money right. Focus on your vibe. And then once you're in a good space and you have enough confidence, now you can conquer the world. The whole world is your oyster at that point. Whatever you want, you can just conquer.
Yeah. London, England, south of France. We need to go back to London. Oh, shout out to my London, baby. I miss you. Anyway. Yeah, like, then old girl gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said you passed up other people for me. You should be honored. What? We're still enjoying out the Harrods? Who?
You should be honored by my lateness.
Be honored. What?
That I would even show up to this fake shit.
Man, like, if you don't go after your dream job, dream career, dream girl, I've seen it. People look like shells of themselves. And it's not about arrogance. Like, you have to have the balls and audacity to go after what you want. And if you strike out, so be it. Sometimes, like, women be in a bad space and just don't want to do it, or they have somebody toxic and here you come with your lover boy shit, it ain't gonna work. But if you go for it, man, eventually you're gonna strike gold.
What's the worst that could happen?
She says no. Then she see you with somebody else, and then you get cuter. Level up. Come on, man. Keep pushing.
Jokes get a little funnier.
Absolutely.
Get a little taller.
Absolutely. Everything in life is about confidence and consistency.
That's a fact.
I think the key is to work, even with the 50 thing. Like, if people saw how much follow-up it took to make these things happen, most people will quit.
Facts.
We even have conversation. Hey, why don't we just pay such and such who connected to him? You're like, no, should we pay the first time? We got to pay everybody. Bad business model. Okay, cool. Let's continue to work. Same with Don Peoples. Okay, great. Man, I appreciate you. Even though he's been on Market Mondays, we did Madison School. I didn't assume he remembered hey, brother, can I? Most people were afraid to talk to him when he came off stage. That's Don. Hey, brother, I don't know if you remember. Hey, Ian, good to see you. Love what you do. Cool. Then you take that right to the dinner. Hey, how are you? Who are you? Bring the energy. Why y'all scared to go after what y'all want, man?
You gotta be a wolf out here to get this money.
Facts, yo.
It's fucking. You either a wolf or a sheep. That's what it comes down to, man. And you only live once. So what's the worst that can happen? You might as well be a wolf and go out here and fucking leave your mark on the planet, man.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, you go on a date with a little baddie or something, then another baddie see you with the baddie. I know some of y'all be criticized. Yo, you give somebody your post, that shit the motherfucking magnet for something new. Hey, Shawty, that's how you know I'm finna be on the outs. I hit them stories hard, reflecting all of the vacations we took. Line the new ones up.
Line the new ones up. Oh,
Turkey, yo, what we doing? Hey,
being crazy, man.
These are just jokes. I really don't, lady. I don't really act like this. If you see me at the Best Fest or the dinners, you know I'm really more.
It's entertainment.
Facts, and they like to be entertained.
And that's one thing, you know. If you watch 50, right, the consummate showman. He knew when to get up. He's the first person that we ever interviewed that got up. Yep. He knew when he got up multiple times, interacted with the audience, answered a question from the audience, threw a random puff joke in.
Yeah,
like that was
blackout vibes. I know y'all be saying there's a reason why it's memorable. Got to be remembered. When Rashad came, you came with the Casanova, what you call it, the Oreo milkshake. Oh, so you have to be memorable.
You gotta be memorable. Steve Harvey had the alligator blazer.
That's tough, yo.
You gotta do something so people can talk about you.
Absolutely.
And like I said, just watching 50 in that moment, even with how he was talking, he like, yo, I know I'm going off script right now. Like that's all part of.
Yeah, part of.
That's all part of it, right? And I'm just watching him. I'm like, nah, this dude is really calculated. Like, he jumping up. You a Republican? Making jokes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like controlling. That's crowd control. And I feel like if they would have put a beat on, he would have started rapping.
Yeah, he would have went crazy. He wanted to.
Like if the DJ would have dropped the instrumental, missed opportunity. But I feel like
it would have like crazy.
I felt like, yo, he's really a showman. Like he really
has to be.
Performs. He knows how to perform. So when you watching Blackout, when you watching Ian, understand that it's entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean a lot of this shit though. I ain't even gonna. I may cause some little trouble in my day sometimes, but the funny part is even if I approach somebody or they see me, it's a starting conversation. Do you really feel like that? Or like, great. Got you. All I got to do is show my little lover side, and they seen that too with little 13 trips. I done sent a bunch of Venus etoufflé. What? I like you. I'll turn it up. Cool. But until then, you're gonna get these blackout vibes. And this is true too. Most men lie so much and act like they're perfect. I'd rather act like this, and then you get to see a softer side of me if we get to that place, opposed to coming off like perfect and Casanova and shit. Like y'all dudes be acting too cool and be stalkers in real life.
That's a fact.
Come on. Can we talk about how to handle stalkers?
How to handle stalkers.
Male groupies, fans.
Oh, you gotta avoid stalkers at all costs.
Man, it's treacherous. I like for sure. I understand why women are so protective over place, space. People will do too much, yo.
Yeah.
They'll do too much. Gotta be careful.
So let me ask you this: do women not like being held accountable? So what's the deal with that?
As soon as God cleaned up his hiccups, but God, bring it back, please, Heavenly Father. I would say, media trainer, certain types of women may not like accountability, but given certain family structures, or they've been able to get away with it. Fortunately for me, the women that I've dated have been incredibly accommodating and accountable through every part of our journey. See Rashad's face, he like, this is bullshit. I'm gonna be real. I don't think a lot of women do. They make 20% probably do, and we'll correct things. But I think also too, in a relationship, if you are having issues with a woman and she's not accountable, she just don't like you, bro. You'll be surprised if a woman likes you, how quickly she'll fix some things and say sorry. And to me, the ultimate apology is always change behavior and never let that thing happen again. If they continuously violate you. Like, my thing is, no one ever disrespects you more than once without you allowing it to happen. Publicly, privately, friendship, business, like, but if you don't have boundaries and don't do anything when somebody violates you, you're giving them permission to continue to violate you. So, yeah, some women don't like being accountable, but they get real accountable if you get up and leave. Like, the truth is, a lot of y'all stay around for a lot of bullshit and then be like, "Why, baby, won't change?" Well, because in '99, when you first met her, you let her go sleep with a boy and then come back to the house and you forgave her. That's why. Yeah, rough rider motorcycle, you do nothing. Stop, drop. Okay. Hey, man.
Shut them down. Open up shop.
Yeah, she was in ride around with a little baby and shit. You don't do nothing. Okay, well, pick your poison.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison.
Okay. So the gender war relationship podcast discussions, are they just bad faith grifts that seem to be emerging in as a lucrative space, similar to like how some people view like the church pastors? And I want to ask you about the church pastor too, that needed 4.4 million for his new church.
You needed 4.4 for a new church?
You didn't see that?
No, I did not.
Okay, we can play that clip too.
Okay.
But first, let's do this. The gender war relationship podcast. What's the deal?
Is grift the new like word in the Black community?
It's the more
Grift, demure grift, diabolical.
diabolical.
Vibe. Yo, is it a grift? I think it's what two things. It's a universal topic because everyone in the world wants love, whether they admit it or not, or they want an intimate relationship, whether they want it or not. The truth is, I wouldn't say it's a grift because it's not a lot of money there. Like, even for us, there's a lot of other topics we could have talked about. I think in creating content, you have to have fun. Part of the reason why I love Blackout. But when people are like, well, this person or these people are grifting, there are not a lot of people in that space that are doing well. Shout out to tonight's conversation and crew season. Like, true, I love all y'all, like, dearly. They're cooking on fire. The rest of y'all, yeah, shout out to King Great, Dre, Cephas Cole, the ones who are doing well. But most people who talk about relationships, they're not making no fucking money and don't have no traction, no motion in no relationships at all.
And not really like that. Like you said, they're not even players. Like, they're not even really even like that. At all.
I ain't seen you with no good work, only bad work. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a grift, but I think the reason why people are willing to do it is a low barrier to entry. And a conversation, it doesn't take a lot of talent or skill set to be able to talk about it, opposed to guesstimating the price of NVIDIA dropping 22% 5 weeks in advance. So I don't think it's a grift. I think it's just things that people can relate to. And after Kevin Samuels died, if we're going to be honest, it created a vacuum, a pocket that was available that people tried to fill, which I think was nasty work too. Yeah.
Well, let's play it. Let's play this video of the pastor.
That we were going to start over. And yet again, I believe God said, Keon, your faith was too small. So let me blow the building down so you can build what I put in your heart. God gave me a vision, and he said we can do it in 21 days. I'm asking 2,100 people.
Okay. So this pastor, I believe he's from Houston, Texas. And I want to make sure I have the full story.
Don't play my guy. Can we talk about Keon?
Yeah.
Keon from my hometown. We're not finna do this.
Oh, that's your, you know.
I saw this.
Oh, you know. So he, I guess
He got criticized for a shirt, right?
All right. So here's what happened. So he goes in Joel Osteen's. Something happened to his church. It might have burnt down. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
But he's trying to build a new church, right? So he goes to Joel Osteen's church and he speaks, and pretty much he gives a message that it's going to cost $4.4 million to rebuild the church.
Yeah.
To his liking, right? So he's in the message. He asked 4,000 people to donate $4,400. So if he, oh no, it's a 1,000 people,
Okay.
1,000 people to donate $4,400 a piece, which would equal $4.4 million. So that's, and I think he's trying to do it within a month or 2 months. He's trying to raise $4.4 million. So 1,000 people donate $4,400. So what people criticize is because his shirt is a designer shirt.
Certified, I ain't gonna lie.
And I think they said that the shirt, they zoomed in and they got all the specs. I think the shirt cost $900. Alexander McQueen something. So people were criticizing him, right? They're like, yo, this is what's wrong with the black community. How you gonna get up there and ask people for $4,400 and the average person, and it's to build a church. You're not even gonna make nobody money. Like they're not gonna make no money building a church. Yeah. It's only gonna go to, it was a lot of criticism.
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts?
Damn, God took them hiccups away real fast. Shout out to Keon. I didn't know him growing up, but my family knows his family. Honorable person. He's never did any fuck shit that most pastors do. So I gotta defend my guy a little bit. Even when I saw the criticism about the $900 shirt, I'm like, most people are wearing $1,000 worth of clothes, especially like Atlanta, Houston, LA, Miami, like that. My first, I was like, damn, that's not what it could have been. He could have popped up with something crazy to be true. But the bigger conversation is whenever you're asking someone to help you or to give money, as an investor, my first thought is, what are they going to receive in return? So I think it's a great lesson. If he framed it as, this is what everyone I think should do, whether you build in a school or a church or a strip club, or for those of you be cheating on your wives, going to the whorehouses Rashad talked about, you should make the accounting open to the public. So let's say you raise the 4.4. There should be a site that links to an account that shows a 24-hour cycle of where the money is going. That'll take all the confusion away. The fear is, I don't want to give you 4.4 and then I see you pop up in a Bentley and, So this is also the price of success. You're going to get sometimes criticized even when you don't deserve it. Like some of the people who are not at InvestFest, but talking about their experience at InvestFest. Okay. So yeah, and the timing may not have been the best. So, but my thing is, if you're going to raise capital in any way, you have to tell the people what you're going to do with the money, have a clear plan, and then have a track record for not getting over on people. So, but shout out to Keon.
Yeah, I feel like, it goes back to the Jay Morrison thing, right? And Jay Morrison, his biggest mistake, in my opinion, was he took $500. He raised $500 from like thousands of people, right? Small amounts of money.
Mistake.
Now it's all about psychology. Yep. He did it as an investment. That's why I always say I'm not investing in anybody's money.
Yep.
If we offer something, it's a product, it's a service.
Yep.
It's an event.
An experience.
It's an exchange of commerce, right?
Yep.
You're paying me for something that I'm providing for you of value. You're not giving me money with the anticipation that I'm going to grow your money. I don't need that responsibility, and it's not worth it.
Yeah.
If he was just selling a real estate course for $500, it would be no problem.
Yeah.
He would have had no complaints. The fact is that he's selling people a dream of you're gonna be a real estate owner. and you're going to own this building, and then you're going to get returns. Now you got to answer questions quarterly, and people are going to, and expectations are not met. That was his biggest mistake. So for this, it's when you are asking somebody for a donation is different from when people are willing. Because let's just be honest, people are willingly spending money.
Yes.
Right. They could buy a pair of shoes for $2,000. They could, go on vacation for $5,000. Like
a lot of Van Cleefs this weekend.
Yeah. So, but when it's a donation, now it looks like you're benefiting from it.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's difficult. It's a tricky situation. That's why I never wanted to be. I don't envy any pastor, any head of a nonprofit. Or that's why I always say from the beginning, Earn Your Leisure is a for-profit entity.
Yep,
we're not a non-profit organization. I always said that from the beginning.
Yep.
We have a non-profit wing, but that's stuff that we do on our own, and we are not a non-profit organization. I made that clear because a lot of times people, when it's a black business, they look at a black business as a non-profit. So it's like you paid for a product and a service, and you got that. You don't deserve to have anything else. Like when you go to McDonald's, you're paying for a burger and fries, and that's it. It's not like, I supported you. Yeah. So next time make sure that it's 50% off. Yeah. Next time I come, and walk me in the back now because I brought my mom. No, you never talk to the cashier at McDonald's like that because you understand that it's a business. But Willie's Shack Burger, right? That's how you talk to him because you don't look at him as the same way as a business. You look at him as the homie, as you lucky I came in here to support you, and as a result of that, you owe me more over and above, and I'm entitled to different things because it's not a transaction. It's a support. It's a support donation. You're not donating money to us. I appreciate people that do business with us, but that's not support. We gotta be careful with the word support.
Support, yeah.
You gotta be careful with service. Support. We provided a service that benefited you even more than it benefited us. So let's just be careful with that word support. But when you're a church or a religious organization, so now it's up to you to relay that message that, okay, if you're giving this money, it's not solely benefiting me. Yeah, he's gonna benefit from it, obviously, because that's what he does for a living. But if you believe in your faith, right, it is your obligation as a believer to make sure that there's some place to worship, right? That's any religion has to have a physical place for the worship to take place. So there is a burden on there, and people should donate charity or donate to religion if you believe in it. But it's a difference between donating and doing what you can and being forced and swindled into doing what you can't because you feel like if you don't do this, then you're going to go to hell. So I believe he's actually asking 2,000 people for $2,100. 2,100 people for he's asking 2,100 people for $2,100. But see, I don't agree with that because I just feel like you don't know if 21 people have $2,100. Just say like, we're trying to raise 4.4 million. You can do a fundraiser. You can do an auction. You can try to raise, but it's like when you put pressure on people to because my $2,100 to me is not $2,100 to Miss Lucy.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
21 million to somebody.
Yeah. So it's like, we just got to be careful with. And then somebody might be able to do $200,000 because that's nothing to them. And they said that his wife is Shaq's ex-wife, Shawnee.
Yeah.
So that's what people was looking at too. Like I guess she's worth like 35 million. I think his net worth is 8 million. So then they start to look at your pockets and be like, okay, well, if you're a millionaire, then why you gotta donate? Why you gotta give all this money? So that's just a tricky situation when you start dealing with, once again, religion and politics. But when you start going through, what Cam said, that's when Cam was dissing Mace. He was like,
is that you, Betha?
Well, but then he was like, this is when Mace was in the church. He was like, Harlem Hustle, I can't at all knock it, but you hard when you go in the Lord's pocket. Like you hard when you go in the Lord's pocket. Like that's That's the ultimate hustle if you're doing that. So,
and on the business side too, like you're saying, to ask that many people to donate money is the wrong ask. Like it would be better to ask for 500,000 a pop and let them own part of the church or have some equity or figure something out like that. Like, because when you're trying to build at scale, sometimes less is more, for one. But if you do a raise, and listen, I'll be happy to come to the community and help them with investing for free for a year. That'll be my donation to the church. But you got to be mindful on how you structure these things. Like asking that many people for that kind of money in a crisis, it never looks well. And it goes back to what 50 said. It's easier to get a deal done when you don't need nothing. You don't need it. People will be happy to get that money left and right. So, yeah. If you date somebody, how long should they friends be off limits? Or friend of a friend?
Like you date somebody, you break up, and how long date their friends?
Friend of a friend, not direct friend pool.
Oh, I mean, how can you friend of a friend? There's no.
That's what I thought.
What can you do? Everybody's a friend of a friend.
Technically.
It's 6 degrees of separation.
That's why you got to put in that call, see if it's clear, ain't it? Hey, did you or no? See or no? You know what I mean?
All right.
Who made you guys the leader of Black Men for Finance? And then you come on here and talk about, baby, let me have some fun, please.
It's just recreation. It's recreational purposes only. It's actually it's therapy. It's therapy.
Big facts. Can we get a therapist on here one day and talk through our traumas?
We need one.
That'd be great.
We need one. Dr. Umar.
Age, but therapy would be great. Umar, we need you, my boy.
Did you see the Mouse Jones interview?
Yeah. That was crazy.
He went crazy on Mouse.
Legend.
No, he didn't. What the fuck is you saying?
Legend, yo.
But he's another one. He knows how he's theatric. These are theatrics. He knows how to go viral. Umar knows how to go viral.
Absolutely. Charleston White
Harvey said Umar's name on Best Fest stage. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey said Dr. Umar Johnson's name at Invest Fest.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Yep. Him, Charleston White. It's a few. Every time. Viral sensation. Yep. And the crazy part, even in doing the show, people are like, why are y'all doing it? And it's like, I know who's executing based off Market Mondays and not. Y'all watch it. I'll go in the little shade room comments and see all y'all who say, why y'all doing Blackout? Why? So, ain't talking about it's a grift. This is the reverse Ponzi. Ain't no money here for us. What? This solely off fun. Come on. And let me tell you something. If what could have happened on Sunday would have happened on Sunday with somebody else, I tried though. I got in the field up. And then you know what I mean? And then Hefe tried too. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Going back to love the work every day. Who knows? It may happen in a year. Who knows? But you have to continue to try. Yo. Continue to try. What can I do?
All right, my brother.
My Bilderberg group? Oh no.
Bilderberg, Bill Enberg.
Shout to both. Young Bird, Bill Cosby.
Shout out to Bill Enberg.
Yes.
Oh man. IMF, I don't want any problems.
At all. Not one.
IMF, BMF, anything.
For real. None. Love all.
No problems.
Jesus.
Free meat. Free meat.
Yeah, free meat. Glad T home. Man.
Thanks. While you're at it.
On your head. Jesus.
While you're at it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's been real. We'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, invest.com stock club sale. There's 24 hours left to get 50% off. This is the last stock club sale of the year.
For sure. And prices go up in September to 15 grand.
Go to invest.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you.
Peace.